Hello, Shining Soul. Welcome to my channel. I'm the Angelic Mystic. I'm a psychic medium that's on a mystical mission to spread unconditional love, light, and joy to all that reside on this beautiful planet. I'm so excited for this reading. We are doing What Deity Wants to Work with You. I just want to show off and mention my beautiful selenite wand that I got. I just got this and it's just shining right now. It is stealing the show. So we are going to find out what deity wants to work with you right now and then dive in deeper and figure out some ways that you can work with them and maybe some possible blocks that you may have to work through as well. So let's get right into it. We are going to show off the cards here for the pile selection, and I will show each one up close and then give you some time to get into a nice meditative state and to choose which one is calling you and to listen to that intuition. And I'm going to play my singing bowl while we do that as well. I got a brand new singing bowl and I'm so in love with it. It's beautiful. And then right after you choose your pile, you can check in the description for the timestamp to go directly to your personalized reading. So let's go ahead and look at our cards we have for selections. Card number 1, we've got Sacral Chakra, Core of Creation. Underneath here are the deities, so you might be feeling some energy coming from these background cards, but those won't be flipped until we actually go into the reading. Card 2, we have High Heart Chakra, Ecstatic Bliss. For card 3, we have Balanced Forces. And for card 4, we have Shine Your Light. So like I said, go ahead and get in a nice, relaxed, meditative state. A deep breath in and out. And just allow your intuition to speak and follow what it says. Hello and welcome to your reading, card number 1. You chose the Sacral Chakra, Core of Creation. We're going to stick that right over here and we will bring it back at the end of your reading to see how it all ties in. This is the exciting part. Drum roll. Let's see what deity wants to work with you, pile 1. We have Freya coming out with the Phases and Cycles card. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. What a strong, amazing card and deity and goddess to start off with. So let's just go into a little bit about who Freya is before we pull some more cards. Freya is a goddess from Norse mythology, a member of the Vanir tribe of deities, as well as an honorary member of the Azir gods. She is known for her fondness of love, fertility, beauty, and fine material possessions. Freya is also a professional practitioner of Sidir, which is the most organized form of Norse magic. It was she who first brought this art to the gods and then, by extension, to humans as well. She's a being whose knowledge and power are almost without equal. There's a lot of similarities between Freya and Frigg as well, making the theory that Odin would be her husband quite an appealing one. So let's dive into it. We're going to start with the Oracle of the Fairies here, asking how can pile 1 start to get in contact with Freya, please? There we go. Oh, loving this to start us off with. Go outside is our message. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are and feel at one with your habitat. Beautiful art on these cards. I absolutely love this message because it is screaming the best way for you to connect right now to Freya is nature. This is a very, very, very clear message. And I love how one of Freya's symbols here as well is the raven. She even has a form of nature with her in this card. So it makes a lot of sense why she's asking you to really go out into nature to connect with her, pile one. And I feel like finding a sacred place in nature where you can maybe take a journal, where you can maybe take a book, where you can maybe take any form of divination, your own tarot cards, oracle cards, crystals, whatever it may be that you're into. Take a little backpack, a little knapsack of your favorite spiritual things, and I would highly recommend a journal, you know, something to at least write down your thoughts or write down what may happen or what you see when you go outside. But take your little bag of goodies and find a sacred place outside, a quiet place where you're going to feel comfortable to use these items and to really, you know, start trying to connect with Freya in whatever way feels best for you. I do feel like the grounding that nature is going to provide you while you do this is also another reason she's asking you to go into nature, because when we are connecting with gods and goddesses of higher vibrations, we do need to make sure that we are grounded in ourselves. We are grounded in our bodies. So what a beautiful message, really tapping into that nature to help you connect with Freya. So let's get another message here from the fairies. And we're going to ask, please bring through what pile one needs to work on alongside working with Freya. What is one of the main, you know, subjects coming up that Freya would like you to focus on? Oh, look at how that flipped right out, and I love it. Wisdom. She really wants to bring some more wisdom to your life. She wants to help with that. This is why Freya specifically is being called. And like I said with earlier about her, she's just, her knowledge and power are almost without equal. She is a very, very powerful deity. So I love that wisdom is something that she is here to help you with right now. So let's get this full message for you. Have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. So again, it feels like this wisdom that Freya is going to help bestow upon you is going to help you with some sort of challenge, some sort of situation that you're going through right now, pile one. I do feel like most of you have an area in your life right now where you are a little stuck, you're feeling a little stagnant, and you're unsure as to how to move forward. And this is where some of this wisdom is going to come in and help you get over this road bump, help you get over this challenge. Next, we're going to be using the Starseed Oracle. So thank you, angels and guides, for tapping me into pile one and bringing out a general message that Freya would like them to hear. So what is a general message that Freya needs you to hear right now, pile one? All paths lead home. We have got inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. I feel like this is very aligned with the wisdom card that we've got. So I'm going to put that right on top of the wisdom card. Really talking about that intuition, turning that gaze within. And I love, you know, Freya's pictured here with the moon. And the moon has so much to do with our intuition, so much to do with our psychic abilities, our clairs, and really that inner wisdom that comes from all of those things. Really want to dive into the book for this one and read directly from it. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in. This is the main message that Freya really wants to convey here with this definitely is that daily practice. Those words are lighting up in the book here. They are just glowing with energy. She really is calling on you, pile one, to develop some sort of daily practice that helps keep you aligned, that helps check you in. And that could be something as simple as checking in with her. You know, she wants to help you. She wants to help strengthen you and to be, that friend that keeps you on track. She wants to do that for you. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at-homeness, and throughout each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you go out into the world and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place of deep, deep within. So really here, Freya is definitely calling you to turn that gaze within, trust your intuition more, and to really listen to your own wisdom and really shake up that spiritual practice. I do feel like there is some of you who have a daily practice already, and if that is the case, she's asking you to shake that up a little bit. Find something that is more aligned for you. And if you don't have a daily spiritual practice, then that's definitely the message for you, is to start one. So next we are going to ask, please, what is pile one going to gain from working with Freya? What is pile one going to gain if they choose to work with Freya? Again, your free will is always at play when watching pick-a-card readings, and you can take the information with a grain of salt. This does not mean you have to work with Freya in any way, shape, or form. It is a suggestion, and you are more than welcome to do with that what you please. That is the beauty of free will. So what will pile one gain if they work with Freya? You are going to gain Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. This is a very interesting card popping out. Again, I feel being called to read directly from the book for this message. The Whale and Orca Elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet, to harmonize it with their song. As they weave around the oceans, they do so much more than any of us know. Their physical presence affects Earth's magnetic field, and their harmonics call us to wake up and remember our own soul's song. Looking into the eye of a whale is something you'll never forget. Whales see into your very being, and in an instant, you're changed forever. They see beyond the physical, the woundings, the identity, the personality, the story. They see right into your soul. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and to share it with potency. There you go. That's the line. That's the magical words. Freya is saying if you work with her pile one, you will surrender to your deepest truth and you will be able to share it with vast potency. You will be able to genuinely share your gifts and your truth confidently and passionately, and it will affect others. It will help others to wake them up and to really help them become their most genuine self. So how beautiful. To bow to who you truly are, to stretch your heart wide enough to hold it all, to leave your fears, doubts, and baggage out the door, to question any part of you that doesn't feel good enough. That is definitely what Freya is saying will happen here. Your heart is going to stretch open. Some fears, doubts, and baggage are going to be left behind, and anything that just doesn't feel good enough for you is going to be kicked out the door as well. The Whale and Orca Elders want you to give others the privilege of seeing who you truly are, and for you to see the same in other beings, to drop your hangups and personality flaws and get busy revealing the unique note your soul came here to sing. Allow the song that echoes in the 4 chambers of your heart to emanate in all 4 directions. Peel back the layers of suffering and pain and reveal to others your soul's true song, and endeavor to see the soul of all those you meet. That is absolutely magical. I am feeling the warm energy of that, the amazing journey it feels like that will happen if you start working with Freya, or some of you may be already working with Freya. I just want to say, if you already are, this really is calling you to become more devoted to that, to have a deeper connection with her, and to go to the next level with her. So let's move on to our next deck. We are going to do the Moonology Manifestation cards. Thank you, angels and guides, for tapping me into the collective of pile 1. We are going to ask, please, can you bring through any blocks that pile 1 may have when it comes to working with Freya? Any blocks that may be needing to work through? Let's see. It's a very common thing when trying to connect with spirit guides, angels, deities, gods, goddesses. A lot of us do experience blocks in all different forms, in all different varieties. So let's ask the cards and see if there's any specific ones that you need to be aware of right there. Ooh, we have got the last quarter moon in Pisces. Talk less, feel more. So the message here is, the danger in your current situation is that you're going to be really good at starting things and less good at finishing them. This card suggests that you need to talk less and feel more. So rather than telling people what you want now, feel your feelings about what you want. What comes up? Do you believe in yourself or not? Perhaps you started strong but are running out of steam. If so, go within and ask yourself how committed you are to your goals. Remember that it's okay to change your mind. One of the current energies is all about feelings and the other is in its head. Where are you? Can you meld the two? That's the way. And your affirmation is, I feel all my feelings and it feels good. So definitely it feels like the block that Freya is letting you know here is your commitment in a way, as well as your discipline. Like it says, you're going to start out strong and you may falter, you may peter out. So to really keep that in mind and to not get discouraged that does happen to you if you start or continue working on a deeper level with Freya, pile 1, okay? So really tap into your feelings, tap into the way that things make you feel instead of just talking about doing things. So really try working with Freya in some different ways, maybe with some different divination tools. Try it out and see how it feels instead of just talking about it. Like, oh yeah, I might try this, I might try that. No, like actually do it. Actually try it here. Put that discipline and commitment in. How committed are you to your goals of wanting, some of these things? The wisdom, being more genuine, trusting your intuition, all these things that Freya is saying she can help you with. How committed are you to that? Is it something that you really want? Or are you kind of on the fence about it? Get real with yourself, get real with your emotions, get real with how the possibility or the prospect of working with Freya or working with her deeper really makes you feel. All right, next we're just gonna see what card wants to come out. Any messages here? Any general messages that want to come out? Yes, right there we have. I love this. This is directly talking about what I was just saying here. Last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. How disciplined are you to your goals? How committed to your goals are you? And why are your goals your goals? Why are they your priorities, right? Like, why are you doing something? We usually, if we change our eating habits, it's not for no reason. There's a reason. Maybe we want to feel better. Maybe we want to look a certain way. Maybe we want to try a new type of food. Maybe we want to gain weight. Maybe we want to lose weight. Everyone has all these different reasons. So really reflect on your priorities. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? And what is most important to get you there? How committed are you to doing something each day? Remember, Freya talked about that daily practice. How committed are you each day to keep these priorities in check? Just get a close-up of this beautiful art here. So really taking that time to just reflect on what it is that you want out of working with Freya, what it is that you desire, and what you will need to change, if anything, or switch around when it comes to your priorities. If you want to start a daily practice to work with Freya, you might have to put your priority of watching your weekly TV show down a notch and put your Freya time up a notch. Do you see what I'm saying? It really is up to you. It really is up to your free will how deep your connection is going to be when it comes to working with goddesses and deities, and specifically Freya at this time. So let's move on to the next deck. We are going to ask if there are any crystals from our Astral Realms deck that Freya suggests working with to connect with her. I personally use crystals, as you can see. I am a crystal fan. I love crystal energy. I think they are amazing tools of divination. Oh, and she's talking about hemite. Oh, okay, which correlates to the root chakra. I love it. It is a black stone. Black and red stones do correlate to the root chakra. They are very grounding, as well as black stones specifically are extremely protective. So hemite is the stone. I will flip it that way so you can see the name of it. It is a black stone, and that is what it's going to look like. If you want to get some pile one, hemite is going to be super protective for you and grounding, which I feel like Freya is also, she brought up the grounding with the nature. So I feel like that is something she's saying when you're connecting with me, it's important to have protection and it's important to ground yourself. So we're going to stick that right over there. And we are going to go into our last deck we are going to be using. I just got my first ever tarot deck. I am absolutely obsessed with it. I just read oracle cards normally, and I've been doing that for quite some time now. I've never felt called to get a tarot deck, but here we are. I went to the metaphysical store the other day and walked out with a tarot deck. So it's absolutely beautiful. It's got some wonderful gold on it. So let's tap into the collective of pile one, angels and guides, please. And let's bring through what is going to be the overall energy if pile one starts working with Freya or continues to work deeper with her. What's the overall energy going to be like? Ooh, right there. Ooh, very interesting. We have the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords talks about betrayal, surrender, defeat, and endings. And this card, you know, is talking about there's a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released with phases and cycles. I do feel like the 10 of Swords is actually the exact same energy of this card here from this deck. Because essentially, you know, we asked the deck, what is the energy going to be? And I feel like this is Freya telling you, this is the energy that you are releasing, okay? You will have, illusions will be released, and you will get rid of people that are betraying you. You will surrender to things like your intuition and your wisdom. Your defeat is going to be coming from you ending a phase in your life where you are deciding that you're done with the way that things are going. You are defeated by it. You're not feeling good anymore, and you're going to start working with Freya or go deeper with her, and that's going to bring you renewal. So defeat in this case, you know, I love this. It comes back to this. There's a beginning with every ending. There's defeat of you not wanting to continue how you are right now in certain areas. Like I said, with this card, it feels like there is some sort of stagnancy. There is some kind of stuckness with you right now, pile one. So Freya is saying that I can help you get past this. And the endings is essentially, again, exactly what this card is saying is she's going to help you end the things that are not working for you. She's going to help you end the people that make you feel this way, the environments that make you feel this way, the habits you have that make you feel this way. No one wants to feel like this guy with swords in his back. But Freya is telling you, I have the knowledge, the wisdom, the power, the strength, and the ability to help you one by one remove these swords and become somebody who does not put up with betrayal, who does not, sulk in the face of defeat, who gets up and keeps going. Freya is one strong, badass goddess, and I love that she has pulled the Ten of Swords card for this, because at first it's almost shocking, like, oh my gosh, working with Freya is going to bring me this. No, working with Freya is going to get rid of these things. You're going to be purged of these swords in your back. All right, and let's ask what Freya's final message is for you. What is her final message for you? What would she like to bring through? We've got the Five of Wands coming out. This card is talking about conflict, disagreement, resistance, and competition. So I do feel like with this card, Freya is letting you know that there may be some disagreements and some conflicts or competition if you decide to open up about working with her. She is saying that this is something to be aware of. I am hearing in my head, I'm getting a psychic clairaudient message from my spirit guide saying that there can be some disagreements in the communities online when it comes to Freya. There are some different ideas about her and there are some disagreements. So to not get caught up in that and the fine details, and she's letting you know to really experience her personally for yourself, because the best way to gain an opinion about something is to have a personal experience. So she's saying, like, you can kind of see how these men are fighting a little bit in a bit of a disagreement. She's saying, please don't get pulled into this when it comes to the online world of me, because there is even some bit of a fandom and just some things that aren't going to align with you or resonate with you. So don't let that stray you from the path of working with her. She's really letting you know, don't believe everything you read, and to make sure that you are forming your opinion of her and her abilities and who she is off of your personal and private work with her. And she is saying also, maybe if that's something that you're like, oh gosh, I don't want anything to do with that, then she's saying, keep it off the internet, or don't tell your friends, or don't, things are allowed to be private. You don't have to tell everybody what deity you work with. You can just say, I work with a goddess, and leave it at that. And then that way you kind of remove yourself from any of these conflicts or disagreements. So that was very nice of her to let you know that this could happen, Pile One, that this could be something that you come across in your path with working with her. Just don't let it discourage you, she's saying here. Even with all these other cards around her, she's still the star of the show. She is shining. Her energy is so strong and powerful. So let's go into the first card that we chose, or the first card that you chose, Pile One, and see how it ties into everything. So it's the sacral chakra, the core of creation. So the position of this chakra is your lower abdomen, the pelvis area. The color is a vibrant orange, and the themes are your relationship with your body, your sensuality, and your sexuality. And which, if you remember at the beginning when I was talking about Freya, she definitely is known for love and fertility and those sorts of things. So a great way to really get in touch with that sacral chakra energy is by getting in touch with your creativity and embracing your natural expression, however it looks to you, which I feel like that's talking a lot on Freya saying things of diving into your intuition and really being, with this card, your true, genuine self, and singing that song that you were meant to sing and sharing those gifts you were meant to share. So I do feel like working with her is also going to help your sacral chakra, help that creation, help that life energy, that chi, and to just help you feel a little bit more alive. So altogether, what an amazing, magical read. I hope that this gave you some insight on Freya, as well as how to work with her, and maybe some blocks that you might face, as well as some other things that may come up on your journey with this magnificent goddess. Thank yourself for taking the time and energy to receive from the universe today and from Freya. And I am sending my gratitude and thanks to you, Pile 1, for allowing me to read for you. So if this reading resonated for you, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, or even share your experience in a comment, as I would love to connect with you. Much love, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose the High Heart Chakra, Ecstatic Bliss. So let's go ahead and stick that right over there, and we will bring it back in the end to see how it ties into the reading. So let's see who is the deity that wants to work with you, Pile 2. We have got Mahavatar Babaji coming out. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So before we pull any cards, I'm going to give a little bit of background information on who this wonderful deity is. If you haven't heard of him, some of you, Pile 2, may be already working with Babaji. If so, this is a reading that is just saying that he would like to work with you deeper. And for those of you who are not working with him, he would like to work with you. So we're going to get out the Divine Masters Ancient Wisdom book by Kyle Gray. This card also comes from a Kyle Gray Oracle deck. And we have got Mahavatar Babaji right here. So let me rain some knowledge down on you so you can understand a bit more about him and his energies. Mahavatar Babaji, also known simply as Babaji, is a master yogi and the carrier of the Christ light in India. He was introduced to the world through the much-cherished book Autobiography of a Yogi. In Sanskrit, the word Maha means great, Avatar means descent, and Babaji is father or grandfather. Mahavatar Babaji, therefore, is Great Incarnated Father. In Hindu culture, it is widely believed that an avatar is an incarnation of a deity or divine being. Babaji was born in AD 203 in a small coastal village in India. His birth name meant Serpent King, which was a reference to the Kundalini energy we all have within. When he was just 15 years old, he went on a spiritual quest that led him to be initiated into ancient yogic practices, including Kriya Yoga and Pranayama. From there, he went into the Himalayas to delve deeply into spiritual studies and ultimately to become a siddha, which is a yogic term for a perfected being, similar to a Buddha. The story goes that Babaji went on an inner and outer journey to discover the sacred power of yoga. Yoga is ultimately the mental, physical, and emotional practice of uniting spirit and body. Through his practice, this young soul became so entranced by and connected to the divine life force that surrounded him, it is said he was nourished by divine light alone. He completely detached from his ego, allowed pure light to reach into his being on a cellular level, and so transcended life and death. He decided, however, to remain on the earth plane to be a great teacher to all those who call on him, especially those wanting to achieve unification through yoga. So working with Babaji can help you, Pile 2, on your yogic journey, help you to unite your mind, body, and soul, support you in establishing a clear connection to the divine, and help you to embody the Christ light on earth. So now that we know a little bit about this wonderful deity, let's get into pulling you some cards. We're going to start with the Oracle of the Fairies deck. And we are going to ask what you can do to start to connect to Babaji, Pile 2. So thank you, angels and guides, for connecting me to Pile 2, the collective of Pile 2. And thank you for bringing through the best way for Pile 2 to connect to Babaji right now. And we are getting hope. What a beautiful message. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. I feel like this is such a powerful tool that Babaji is asking you to use to connect to him. Hope, the energy of hope, the feeling of hope. knowing that even if you can't see him, he is there and he wants to connect with you. So having that optimistic expectation that you are going to be able to connect with him, that it will bring you joy and happiness, knowledge, wisdom, and help you on your path. So have the hope that this is a connection that is entirely possible for you, pile 2. This is something that Babaji is wanting you to embody, is the feeling of hope, the energy of hope, and he is saying that that is going to help connect to him specifically. So next, let's ask, what is a general message that Babaji would like to bring through for you? Ooh, right there. Divination. I love that. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. So whatever you may use personally for divination, pile 2, as everyone is different, everyone has something that they prefer, Babaji is really asking you to dive into that. You see some cards here. We've got candles, a crystal ball. We've got fire as an element. She's in nature. So really, whatever it is for you when it comes to divination, Babaji is asking you here to tap into your divination practices. As this card says, it is especially strong right now, as well as a way to connect with him. So having hope and using your divination is going to help you connect with his energy and to help you start to expand to be able to work with him or to work deeper with him if you are somebody who does work with him already. So let's go into our next deck. We're going to use the Starseed Oracle. Angels and guides for tapping me into the collective of pile 2. So what blocks do pile 2 currently have when working with Babaji? So us tend to have some sort of a block when we start doing these types of things, connecting to spirit guides. Sometimes one thing works for us, but it doesn't work for our friend, or vice versa. So let's just get some insight on if there might be any block for you, pile 2, anything in the way that might be good to be aware of, that needs to be worked on, that will help the connection be a little bit more clearer for you. So any blocks here that we should be aware of? The Cosmic Heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. This is very interesting. So definitely discipline and devotion, as well as potency. That word is also making me think of your intention. So the potency of your intention and the priorities of your intention. So again, with that last word, prayer as well, is really coming out at me. So your discipline to devotion, your potency of your intentions, and the amount that you are using prayer in your spiritual practice. So I feel like these are the 3 areas that you need to be aware of where there might be a bit of a block. So you might need to be working a bit more on your discipline and your devotion to working with the deity. I feel like some of you in the past have started off strong and then maybe, petered out a little bit in the end. And I mean, it happens to all of us. It's not like this is a bad thing. This is something Babaji is just letting you know to be aware of, that you might have to be a little bit harder on yourself when it comes to your discipline. You might want to, sit on the couch and watch a TV show versus meditating to connect with Babaji. And that's where he's saying, be aware of your devotion to me because some other things may get in the way, okay? Also be aware of the potency of your intentions and set your intentions every time you do connect or try to connect to Babaji. Set the intention. Just don't go into meditation and expect him to appear. Tell the universe, tell him, my intention is to connect to you specifically for this reason, at this time, in this way. Make it potent. The more specific you are with your intentions, the more the universe can respond. And again, with the last one here, the prayer part, I feel like Babaji is saying this is a great way to connect with him. So something that you might need to be aware of if you feel any blocks with doing prayer. Sometimes the word prayer can just bring up feelings and emotions for people because it can be associated to religion. But this is not a word that is associated to religion in this reading at this point. Babaji is letting you know speaking to him, aka prayer, is something that can really help you. So talking to the universe is the same thing as prayer. So talking to your guides and saying, hey guides, thank you for all you do. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping protect me tomorrow while I go out and do so-and-so, okay? That is a prayer. But it's also just talking to your guides or talking to the universe. So there's different words that people use for this thing. So if prayer brings up some emotions for you, that is Babaji letting you know that there's a block there. So he's saying get rid of that word prayer, get rid of those labels, and just start talking. Just start voicing things to the universe or talking to your guides or talking to him either in your head or out loud. That's what it means by prayer, essentially. So those could be some areas where you are experiencing a few blocks. So just to be aware of, and that's a great thing he's letting you know, Pile 2, because sometimes if we come up against blocks, we think something's wrong with us, or we think that we just can't do it and we may give up. So if you do come across any of these things that you're feeling a little stagnancy against, Babaji is letting you know don't quit, and to just work on it and work through that, and to have hope that you can. Again, remember, he's really touching on that hope energy for you. So next we're going to ask, what is going to be the overall energy and outcome of working with Babaji if you do decide to work with him, as free will is always at play when you are watching pick-a-card readings, and anything that I say is simply a suggestion. You take it as you want and do with it as you will, as you do have your own free will. And remember to always exercise that. You do not have to work with Babaji. You do not have to do anything after this reading. It is your life, and I am not here to tell you how to live it. I am here to simply give guidance if you so wish to take it. So let's see if you do choose, Pile 2, to work with Babaji deeper or to start working with him. What will be the overall energies and overall outcomes for you? All right, we are getting your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. Well, that is not bad. Those are some wonderful things. So Babaji is letting you know if you do feel like going down this path and working with him, a lot of your creativity, your artisticness, and your passion for being creative is going to come out. You're going to skyrocket your manifestation skills, as well as be accountable for having a more creative, blissful, joyful life. You're going to have that be something that is important to you on a higher level. It's going to be something you indulge in on a more often basis, even daily. So it feels like a lot of just excitement and beauty and love. I love how this card is nature, but it almost is showing you through the eyes of an artist and showing it as life as a canvas. So yes, this being is standing on a mountain, but look at how they're seeing all these colors and these objects and these flowers within, and they're just seeing life with this beautiful, blissful, creative outlook. And I feel like Babaji is letting you know that that is going to be the overall vibe and energy that comes from working with him, as well as definitely manifestation techniques and abilities coming for you. Let's get into the next deck. We've got the Moonology Manifestation cards. Thank you, angels and guides, for connecting me to the collective of Pile 2. And let's bring through a general message from Babaji for this deck to start off with. Oh, beautiful. New moon in Cancer. Relax. Look at how calming this card is. The energy's coming off of it. I almost feel like this plays in a bit to this hope, like relax and hope. I feel like Babaji does carry a lot of that energy that Buddha does, a lot of that same energy, as well as even a deity like Kuan Yin carries, just that like calm, hopeful, collected, grounded, foundational, strong energy. It's so strong, but it's calm at the same time. So I feel like relaxing and having hope that this is something that can happen for you and something that will happen if you put the time and energy in. Instead of stressing about this or thinking that it has to be a certain way, Babaji's like, please know that when you connect with me, just have hope and relax, you know, let it be natural, let it come organically, let things unfold the way that they are divinely supposed to. You don't have to be anxious about this connection. You don't have to be worried about if you're doing too much or too little. Just do what feels right. Just relax. As well with him, when you work with him, as your journey eventually will lead to this creative artist type of lookout and this ability to manifest. And I feel like when you have this bliss and joy of seeing things in a beautiful, artistic, creative way, and you're able to manifest what you want, you're gonna be more relaxed. you're just overall, you're not gonna have as much stress over the little mundane things. You're gonna be like, oh, it's fine, I got this. Or you're going to be able to see the beauty in things a little bit more easier. So I feel like relaxation and calm is something he's asking for you to do right now, as well as something that's going to be very prominent with your journey working with him. So let's ask what energy would be best for you to start embodying to connect with his frequency and to be able to work with him. So what energy should you aim to embody and aim to align with? Because each deity has their own energy. So let's see what he's suggesting you bring more of into your energy field, into your aura. Beautiful. First quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. How perfect is that energy? He is asking you to, again, have that hope, have that trust, tap into those divination and spiritual practices that you have, and just relax here with this connection. And that's going to really help you overall. Also, trusting the universe is really going to come into play when you're learning about manifestation techniques with him too. So I love this for you, pile 2. Babaji is just really saying, have hope and trust the universe. Trust that I'm here. Trust that my energy is available to you to connect to at this time. Trust that our connection together is going to be for the greatest good of all. Just have that trust and hope in your heart. Babaji has so many amazing cosmic, universal, yogic lessons to bring to you, and that is where you are in your journey right now, pile 2, which is why he's come up for you today. Into our next deck, we have got the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. So those of you who do enjoy working with crystals as a form of divination, as you can tell, I do myself as well. I'm always decked out in crystals. I love them as a form of divination, and I love their energies. Let's go ahead and ask this deck what crystal specifically Babaji recommends using to connect to his energy. And again, this is just a suggestion. If you don't work with crystals, it's not like you have to run out and go buy this crystal. This is simply just some guidance if you would like, and a suggestion. Ooh, that almost popped out there. He is... Oh, that is too good. That is too perfect. He is saying the Super 7 crystal. Let's just turn it this way. So the Super 7 crystal is a powerhouse. This is what it looks like. It does have a bit of that quartz look to it, but it is actually 7 types of crystals in one, including quartz and amethyst, I believe, are in there. It is an absolute powerhouse. You even see these steps leading up, these sparkly steps leading up to the heavens, the higher densities, and this card is talking about direction. So I really feel like he's saying he has a very high connection to the divine and something that is going to help you to start to align with that vibration is the Super 7 crystal. So something to look out for or to grab from your crystal shelf if you have it at home already, pile 2. Last deck here. This is actually my first ever tarot deck. I'm so excited. I just read oracle cards, as you know, and I've never, which I've done for quite some time, and I've never been called to get a tarot deck, but just so happened the other day I went into my local metaphysical shop and I walked out with this beautiful tarot deck. So here we are. I am officially, I guess, a tarot reader as well as an oracle reader. So we are going to pull 2 tarot cards for you. Okay, so we have the Strength card coming out. Absolutely magical. The Strength card actually corresponds to Leo, which is why you see the lion here. The Strength card reminds us that true power comes from within. Through patience, gentleness, and compassion, one can overcome obstacles without resorting to physical aggression. The woman and lion signify that we need to tame the beast within ourselves and find balance. And it talks really overall about inner calm, courage, control, and patience. And is that not exactly that energy that Babaji just exudes with your relaxed card, your hope, and trusting the universe? I feel like this is absolutely the perfect tarot card to encompass Babaji's energy and the energy that you will be tapping into and working on and becoming a master of yourself if you decide to work with him. And lastly, we are going to ask Babaji to bring through a message for you that is helpful to your situation right now. As always, we're human and we're always going through something in life. So I do feel like he would like to help you with that, to show you a little bit of his wisdom and how he is going to be able to help you on your spiritual journey and on your path. So Babaji, pile 2, what they're currently going through, could you please give us some insight and some guidance on that? What would be helpful for them to hear right now? Okay, and we have got the 7 of Swords coming out. The 7 of Swords talks about betrayal, escape, deception, and irresponsibility. So this is very interesting, talking on something that is happening in your life currently. So I do feel like there is some sort of situation that is involving somebody else, whether that be in career, at work, at home, your family life, or in love or in relationships. It could be with friendships as well. It could be even just somebody in passing. So I do feel like there is some sort of deception going on, some betrayal, and definitely some irresponsibility. And the person that this is coming from, they're trying to escape it. They're trying to use a scapegoat, or they're trying to just like put it off on, oh, it wasn't me, it was somebody else. Like the classic, oh, my dog ate my homework scenario. This person around you is not being they're not being mature, to put it honestly. I do feel some immaturity from this person. I do feel like they are doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing, but yet they are doing it. So I do feel like Babaji is letting you know that he is aware of this situation, and he is letting you know that your feelings about this person are correct. I do feel, pile 2, you have had some suspicions of this person who is acting shady, and you weren't sure if it was all in your head or if you were making things up. And Babaji is here to be like, oh no, you called it out, you seen it, your intuition is not lying to you, this person is deceiving you, this person is shady, and to just be aware of that. So trust your intuition, know that you were right on the money when it comes to whoever this person is and whatever the situation is. They are not being truthful and they know it. They know that they shouldn't be acting this way, but yet they can't seem to stop it. I do feel as well, Babaji is letting you know, tap into that energy of that calmness and that relaxing energy when dealing with this person, because they're the type of person that you don't really want to stoke the fire with fire. It almost feels like you need to be the calm one in this situation, and that's going to diffuse this person from lying. So maybe they do need to just be told like, hey, I see what you're doing, because some people think that they're getting away with things, and if no one says something, then they're going to continue to do it. So it does feel like some calm and relaxation when it comes to this person, not trying to like blow up at them or call them out in a way way that is going to make it worse, but just kind of calmly being like, hey, I know what you're doing, you know, whatever that looks like, in bringing this to this person's attention, that you are quite aware of their Seven of Swords behavior. I'm loving the energy coming from this reading. It is so wonderful. So let's go ahead and pull the card that you originally picked and see how it ties in. We've got the high heart chakra, which is talking about ecstatic bliss. So the position of this chakra is your thymus gland, which is behind your sternum, a little bit above your heart. The color is iridescent pink. And it really talks about the ways that you can bring joy to yourself and others, really touching on that oneness, that love for all beings, that universal unconditional love, which is essentially yoga, that connectedness between all things. A way to really amp this chakra up is consider your life purpose by exploring what allows you to give in joy. Again, being able to give love and bliss and joy to others and to the world. So it really talks about divine love, selflessness, spiritual compassion, oneness through heart-centered bliss, healing, gratitude, giving love, dharma, patience, and joy. Really feels like this is the perfect card to encapsulate Babaji's energy, that yogic energy, that oneness, that universal unconditional love and bliss, that even actually ties into this card over here, your life is a canvas, where we were talking about working with him is going to bring out these energies. It's going to open up your high heart chakra. It really is going to be something that illuminates within you. We've even got this card called the cosmic heart. I do feel like your heart is going to expand in so many beautiful, beautiful ways, pile two, when working with Babaji. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope it was able to give you some insight on the deity that wants to work with you. Hopefully gave you some guidance on how to start going about that, or continue going about that deeper if you're already working with Mahavatar Babaji. If this reading resonated for you at all, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, or even share your experience in a comment, as I would love to connect with you. Thank yourself for taking the time and energy to receive from the universe and Babaji today. And I am sending my gratitude and thanks to you for allowing me to read for you. Much love, Pile 2, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You picked the Balanced Forces cards. We're going to stick that guy right up there and come back to it at the end to see how it all fits in. So drum roll, so exciting. Let's see what deity wants to work with you. We have got Dawal Kul coming out. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Before I pull any cards, I'm going to give a little bit of information on who this wonderful deity is. So I've got my Divine Masters Ancient Wisdom book by Kyle Gray, and this card comes from a Kyle Gray deck as well. So we've got Dawal Kul, and let's learn a little bit about who this deity is. Dawal Kul is known as the Tibetan. He is a Tibetan Buddhist master who is said to have many incarnations and to have been one of the original devotees of the Buddha and one of the three wise men who honored the baby Jesus with frankincense, gold, and myrrh. He was one of the original masters presented in the work of Helena Blavatsky, featured in the Mahatma letters, sometimes signing off with DK, and is said to have become a spiritual guide and divine confidant of Alice Bailey. Dawal Kul's divine mission is to guide humanity toward a more enlightened and compassionate existence. He is one of the lamas residing in the etheric retreat known as Shambhala, and is a leader of a large group of lamas who are dedicated to bringing light to the world. Many of these lamas are now spiritual guides to light workers, so you may be a light worker, some of you here in Pile 3. So working with Dawal Kul can help you connect with the Tibetan monks and masters of the Himalayas, remember past life information regarding the Buddha, and find a deeper purpose for your life. So it feels like those are the things coming up for you right now, pile 3, which is exactly why DeWal Cool is showing up for you today and letting you know that he would like to work with you or work with you deeper. So let's go ahead and get into the cards. We're going to start off with the Oracle of the Fairies deck, and we are going to ask, what tool can you use to start connecting with DeWal Cool? All right, so the tool you can use to connect right now is Tree Wisdom. Interesting. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Absolutely stunning artwork on these cards. Love that. So it does feel like right now working with nature and specifically trees and the wisdom of trees, the energy of trees, as well as physically being around them is going to actually really help you connect with DeWal Cool. It's interesting, pile 1 had a similar card for this placement, although theirs was the Go Outside card. So yours is nature related as well, but specifically trees. Asking you to connect with trees in whatever way feels right for you, pile 3. So next we're going to ask, what are some of the qualities or some of the things that are going to come to you if you work with DeWal Cool on a deeper level or start working with him? So let's see, pile 3, what are some of the things that are going to come to you? What would you get out of this connection and out of this relationship working with this specific deity? Always good to know. Whoa. I love how that flipped out, and it's the Balance card. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. And take a power nap. So I love, these are even very similar colors coming out of this deck. So I love that DeWal Cool is letting you know here, pile 3, that overall some of the bigger things that you're going to get when you work with him, if you do decide to, is you are going to find that beautiful work, rest, play balance, which is, I feel like, something we are all kind of after. It is a never-ending cycle of readjusting it. So I feel like he's really letting you know that this is going to be something that he can help you bring more into balance, more into harmony, and you're just going to have more life, more energy. It's really going to bring you everything you want in the work category, the rest category, and the playtime category. I'm feeling you're going to feel so balanced with all of those. You're not going to feel like you're lacking or overdoing it in any of those categories. And I do feel like that is part of your dharma. It's part of your divine plan to have a beautiful, balanced, nurturing, enriching, blissful, happy life. It's not supposed to be stressful and painful all the time. So I do feel like this card is beautiful, as it says on here, to remember that you're on that path of happiness. That is the end goal, is happiness. And I feel like that is a huge thing that DeWal Cool can help you with, is finding a balance in all of your areas of life, which is going to bring you more energy and more harmony, which again is going to equate to happiness and bliss and time and freedom and joy for you. So on to our next deck, we're going to use the Starseed Oracle. So let's start with asking for a general message from DeWal Cool. So thank you, angels and guides, for tapping me into the collective of pile 3 and bringing through a general message. Okay, there we go. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. Ooh, that fits into this reading beautifully. I love that. The soul growth really plays on that dharma as well. Dharma means living with purpose. It means living a soul-led life. It means higher learning. It means connecting to your higher self and living that genuine, purposeful life, living with dharma, living out your dharma, and finding that happiness. So all of these things really encapsulate that. I am feeling called to read you straight from the book this Earth School message. So let's go into the book here and see what that is. Planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Life lessons aren't only about getting it right, they're also about getting it wrong. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. Each year, the study deepens more and more. If you pull this card while you're going through a difficult time, you're being prompted to remember that your soul came here to grow and learn. Try not to look at difficult times as getting it wrong. Instead, see them as opportunities for soul growth. If you can find a way to grow and soften your heart through the highs and lows, your soul is most definitely growing, which is the whole point. Pulling this card can also mean that you're being called to embark on a new area of study or growth. I love that because you are being called by Dewal Cool here to start working with him, growing with him, studying with him, learning with him. This study and growth could be through structured learning, such as university, school, or a training course. If you're having difficulties in a relationship, you're being reminded that these are opportunities for soul growth. After all, relationships are known as the number one way that we grow as souls while we're here on Earth. So I really feel like Dewal Cool is letting you know a lot of soul growth, a lot of lessons, connecting with higher knowledge. All of these things are going to be something that comes to you on this path if you do choose to continue working with him deeper or to start working with him at all. So next we're going to ask if there are any blocks that you should be aware of. Pile 3, as always, when we start doing spirituality things, we start trying to connect to guides, angels, gods, goddesses, deities, whatever it is. Some of us can come across blocks where it's like, oh, your friend did this and it worked, but you tried and it doesn't. So let's just see if there's anything that you should be aware of. If you come up across it during your journey with Dewal Cool, you don't get discouraged and you know that it's okay. So let's see what blocks there might be for you. We've got portal, doors opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. Interesting, very, very interesting. I feel like the block here is an internal block of you kind of blocking yourself. I do feel like the big part of this card is you decide. It's saying that this door is open. You have the choice. If you take it and you walk through the portal, there will be rewards. But it's a bit of a wild card for you to do this because there isn't necessarily anything tangible that you can see when working with a deity. A lot of the times, you know, you're working with the unseen. It's spirituality, right? They don't show up to your door every Tuesday and you have tea with them. That's not how this works. It would be nice if that's how this works, but that's not how it works. It is a bit of a wild card to work with a god or goddess or a deity because essentially this is an unseen energy. This is a spiritual energy. This is something that you're tapping into a higher density than the 3D density that you are currently living at. So I feel like the block here is really up to you deciding if this is something you want to do or not. The door is wide open. Dewal Cool is here. He is ready. He is waiting. He is more than happy to work with you if you want. But I feel like the free will is huge in your block, which is very interesting. I feel like there might be some back and forth, some pros and cons that could help you with this in making a decision, because it does feel like ultimately the block is the fact that you have so much power. You have the power to do this or not, and that's almost stopping you instead of making you go after it. It's almost hindering you. You almost feel like you wish you had a more solid answer, like this is exactly what will happen if you go down this path. And like this card says, it's a wild card. It's not necessarily set in stone. that this is how it will go. So it really is up to you if you would like to go down this path. There are rewards. Dewall is telling you there are great things that are going to happen for you, some balance, wisdom, learning, some dharma, some happiness, but also some wild, card energy in there, some lessons that you might have to learn, some study, some growth here. So it does feel like your blockage when it comes to working with Dewall Cool is actually with how much freedom you have. Freedom of choice is what is hindering you here. So that's very, very interesting, something to be aware of, that if you're unsure and it's hard for you to make a decision, don't let that sway you from this path. Like I said, maybe write down a pros and a cons list and just take as much time as you need to make the decision. And know that once you do start working with him, and if it doesn't work out and you're not enjoying it, you can quit. This isn't like a contract that you enter into and you can never get out of. It's not like that at all either. It's very much, we go through phases in our lives where sometimes we need to work with certain gods, goddesses, or deities, or guides even, that can help us at certain points in our lives. So maybe you will work with Dewall Cool for a little bit and then go on to somebody else, or maybe you will stick with him for a long time. Everyone's different. Just know that it is a bit of a wild card and you won't know until you walk through that door, and know that the door is open for you, and Dewall Cool is waiting if you so choose. Get out our next deck here. We've got the Moonology Manifestation cards. We're going to ask, what is the energy that you can embody to start to align yourself with Dewall Cool? All right, go deeper. We've got the new moon in Scorpio. I absolutely love the amount of green coming out. Can we just take a second and appreciate how similar these green tones are from different decks? That is so cool. I love how synchronicities like that can happen when using multiple decks. So with go deeper here, I really feel like Dewall Cool is asking you to go deeper when it comes to your intuition, when it comes to your wisdom, when it comes to thinking about this choice and making a decision. He's really asking you to embody that energy of asking yourself for the answer instead of getting it from external places. So go deeper within is the message here. That's going to help you to start to embody and align with his energy. We're going to ask for a general message next. Ooh, new moon in Aquarius. Open up to change. Love, love, love this. I feel like there are some things that need to change possibly for you to start this connection with him. Maybe a little bit more of discipline to your spiritual practice, or starting a more of a daily practice to be able to start connecting with the deity on a deeper level. So I do feel like there is a bit of change that needs to happen, and a little bit of openness and fluidity around that. So definitely be aware that there might be some things that you might need to shift around, like maybe cut back on the amount of time you're watching Netflix so that you can spend a little bit more time meditating to connect with Dewall Cool. Little things like this, be open to that change. Don't shoot it down right away and be like, ugh, no, of course I'm not giving out my Netflix time. That's my me time. He's really asking you here to be open to that change, to really be open to that new bloom, to something that might help you. We get so stagnant and so stuck in our routines and in our ways and who we are. And sometimes we're very hesitant to change. And I do feel like he's letting you know here, be open to that. Be open to the flow and the beauty that change can actually bring you. Onto our Astral Realms Crystal Oracle deck. So if you are into crystals, we are going to ask Dewall Cool what crystal he suggests to use to work with him and his energy. As always, it's just a suggestion. If you aren't into crystals, don't think that you need to go out and get this crystal to be able to work with him. This guy right here. Ooh, sunstone. So let me flip it this way. So the crystal is sunstone, and this is what it looks like. I have a little piece of sunstone about that size myself, and it's a beautiful, beautiful stone. It's connected to a deep knowing, to wisdom, as well as your sacral chakra, which is interesting because the Walcool's got some of those orange and yellow colors, which correlate to your sacral and solar plexus chakras, those two colors. And I feel like sunstone as well truly embodies his gold, sunny energy here. We even have a bit of a gold ball in this depiction. So sunstone is a stone that is going to be able to help you connect with DeWall's energy, as well as with your journey working with him to just have around you. So definitely something to look into, pile 3, if you are interested. And we've got our last deck here. This is actually my first ever tarot deck. I'm so excited. As you can see, I normally read oracle cards, which I've been doing for quite some time, and I've never ever been called to get a tarot deck or to learn it. But here we are. I was in the metaphysical store the other day and I walked out with my first ever tarot deck. It is absolutely stunning and beautiful. So let's pull a couple cards. We're going to start with a general message. And then we are going to ask specifically what DeWall is going to be able to help you with in your life. So we kind of figured out some of the things that he can bring to you, that balance, that knowing, that wisdom, that intuition. But let's see what they will help you to get over or to work through. All right, so your general message is 9 of Wands. And what DeWall will be able to help you with or to get over, we have got the Ace of Wands. So let's go back to the 9 of Wands. The card talks about courage, determination, persistence, and hope, which I feel like is something that DeWall is letting you know is going to be amplified with working with him, as well as just that courage and persistence and determination is something that is really important to embody when working with him and when having a connection with him, as I feel like this is going to upgrade you in many areas in your life, pile 3. So you will definitely need to have that persistence and that determination to keep at it no matter what obstacles come your way, to keep on that path of working with DeWall and that path of your Dharma unfolding. Let's go into the Ace of Wands. I love this card as it's speaking on inspiration, potential, creation, and enthusiasm. I love that, as I feel like DeWall is letting you know your days of not feeling inspired, of not creating, of not having that enthusiasm for life or that like potential that you can create anything that you desire or have the life that you want. You see this beautiful castle in the background and these wonderful colors and these plants and flowers growing out of this branch. It feels like DeWall is letting you know that all of those feelings that you might have right now of feeling uninspired, of feeling like your life is not really going anywhere, that you're not enthused about it, and that you're feeling like not creative or passionate. He's letting you know these are all things that are going to that you're going to be able to work through, you're going to be able to get over, he's going to be able to help you with, and you're going to be renewed at the end. You're going to feel inspiration. Again, you're going to feel like you've got that potential to create anything you want, to have that dream fairy tale life, and you're going to just really have that enthusiasm and that life force energy back within you. So how wonderful. It feels like this is such a positive connection for you. DeWall coming through and wanting to work with you. He's going to be bringing you some wisdom, some balance, some beautiful lessons, as well as really that Dharma unfolding. That's that main thing here, is he wants to help you have that fairy tale life. He wants to help you have that amazing balance, that harmony, that zest for life, that passion, that creation, that love, that solitude. He wants you to have everything you've ever dreamed of, and he's really here to help you to learn how to follow that path and how to get there. What a magical high vibrational reading. let's go into your original card, pile 3, and see how it plays into everything. I think it, first of all, beautifully plays in color-wise, but secondly, the balanced forces is perfect because you literally had the balance card from the fairy deck. I love that synchronicity. 2 different decks, the same word coming out, the same energy, and it feels like this was the perfect card to kind of encapsulate that energy of Dewalcool, as he really does promote that balance so that you can have that peaceful life. You can have that beautiful life full of joy and creation and love and passion and doing things that really fulfill you and fill you up instead of take away and make you feel unbalanced or not energetically able to do the things that you want to do. So I hope that this reading helped you to understand why this deity wants to work with you right now, and maybe gave you some guidance on how to start that and how that journey may unfold for you, and some of the things that may come to you and that Dewalcool can help you with if you so choose to deepen your connection with him or start a beautiful connection with him. So if this reading resonated for you, pile 3, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, or even share your experience in a comment, as I would love to connect with you. Thank yourself for taking the time and energy to receive from the universe and Dewalcool today. And I am sending my gratitude and thanks to you for allowing me to read for you. Much love, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, pile 4, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Shine Your Light card. So let's put that right up here, and we will come back to it at the end to see how it all ties in. So very exciting. Let's see who it is, what deity wants to work with you right now. We have got Horus coming out with Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Absolutely love that Horus is showing up today in this reading. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of information on who Horus is. Some of you may be already working with him. If you are, this reading is calling you to work deeper with him. And if you aren't yet, then obviously this is an invitation from Horus to you. So let's dive into the Divine Masters Ancient Wisdom by Kyle Gray. This is also a card from a Kyle Gray deck. So we're going to get a little bit of information and understanding on who Horus is and his energy. Right, so here we go. Horus is one of the earliest, most respected, and honored of the Egyptian deities. He is famous for his hawk head and is known as the Lord of the Sky. The Egyptian word Her, or Heru, from which his name is derived, means High One, indicating that this deity is a cosmic sky god. Horus's image is said to illustrate his connection to the sun, moon, and stars. His right eye represents the sun, his left eye the moon, and feathers on his breast the stars, and his wings the sky. He is veteraned as the keeper of the cosmos. The eye of Horus is a symbol of protection and guidance. Horus himself is a highly protective and guiding force, and by working with, meditating on, or even just carrying his eye symbol, we are invoking his cosmic protection. So working with Horus will help you to remember your starry origins, open up your psychic vision, can help with mother and child relationships, especially with single parents, as well as connecting to the stellar gateway chakra and stars. So those are the 4 main reasons and things that Horus can help you with. So let's dive into the cards here, and we are going to start with the Oracle of the Fairies, and we are going to ask, what tool can you use to connect right now to Horus, pile 4? So thank you, angels and guides, for connecting me to the collective of pile 4 and bringing forth what tool they can use to start connecting to Horus or to connect deeper to Horus. All right, Wish Wisely is coming out for you. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps toward making your dreams come true. I do love that, because if it's perfectly with this saying on here, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So it does feel like overall, Horus is saying right now to connect. We've even got similar colors here going on. Right now, to connect to him and his energy, to really tap into your intention, your wishes, and what you are trying to manifest. Tap into that heart chakra energy, that passion, and that creation. And why are you wishing for the things that you're wishing for? Get really serious and really specific with your intentions and what it is that you want to bring to your reality. That is going to help you connect with Horus, connect with your stellar gateway chakra, as well as connect with the universe so that the things that you're putting out with can come back to you. So Horus right now, I'm feeling a very strong want that he would like to help you with your manifestation specifically. So that is something that he's coming through for you right now. So whatever it is that you're currently working on trying to manifest, pile 4, Horus is letting you know to get wise with those wishes and to really tap into why you want what you want and to get very specific with the universe because he can help bring it to you the more specific that you are. Next, we're going to ask him to bring through a general message. Healing. Now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. That's beautiful. I feel like this message is touching on the fact that healing is something that you are going through right now, as well as Horus is letting you know that healing is something he can help you with. So I do feel like he's saying here that I'm aware that you are going through some healing right now, but he is also letting you know that he is able to amplify things for you and help you move through this healing quicker than you are currently moving through it. Let's get out the next deck. We're going to use the Starseed Oracle. We're going to ask what working with Horus is going to bring to you. So thank you guys and angels for connecting me to the collective of pile 4 and bringing through what working with Horus is going to bring to them. All right, we have got baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Ooh, I am loving this card. So Horus is letting you know here that by working with him, he's going to help you to follow your intuition even when you might not see the end goal. So this is a very powerful thing that he is letting you know is going to come from working with him is your ability to take action towards your intuition, which is going to help you in absolutely every area of your life, because listening to your intuition is truly one of the biggest lessons of life, of spirituality. Let's ask from this deck for Horus to bring through another general message for you next. So let's see what he would like to say. All right, we have got, oh my gosh, no way. I'm just a little stunned at this card coming out because this is a Star Ancestors card, and it's literally got Thoth up here. It's got some Egyptian gods and goddesses and deities, and Mr. Horus is obviously Egyptian. So, oh my gosh, that is perfect. I absolutely love this card. So talking about hidden secrets, lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. In the beginning of the reading, if you remember, I did say that one of the things that Horus can help you with is connecting to those starry origins and kind of bringing through information and wisdom from those times and from those realms and densities. So this is confirming that. I feel like this card is letting you know there are secrets, there is wisdom, and there is knowledge that is in your subconscious or deep within you that is waiting to be unlocked, and Horus is able to help you unlock this. So there does feel like there's some past lives tied into this as well. So I do think that working with Horus, pile 4, is going to bring forth some hidden wisdom, some lost secrets, maybe even some things unlocking from past lives that you didn't have memory of or conscious memory of before coming to the surface. So I feel like That is definitely a big thing and a big theme that Horus can help you with. But again, it's not necessarily all he can do. He really wants to help you with your manifestations, with following your intuition, with healing, as well as unlocking past ancient secrets and knowledge that is within you. So I feel like he's hitting on a lot of things here. Very powerful deity. Let's go ahead to our next deck. We're going to use the Moonology Manifestation cards, and we are going to ask if there are any blocks that you need to be aware of, pile 4. A lot of us do have blocks when it comes to connecting with our guides or angels, gods, goddesses, deities. Sometimes what works for you doesn't work for your friend, or vice versa. We're all different, and we all tend to have some sort of block for whatever reason. So let's see what you should be aware of when it comes to that, and that way if you come up across this block in your journey with Horus, you won't get discouraged or think that there is something wrong with you. All right, we have got New Moon in Gemini, think it through. Okay, instantly coming up for me is the thinking it through is talking on the ego. There may be a few ego blocks that you come up against, pile 4. So these could be conscious or unconscious ego blocks. Sometimes we're not even aware when we are our own worst enemy or when we're blocking ourselves. And I do feel like for most of you, that is the case here. You're not even really consciously aware that you are blocking yourself with certain thoughts, certain ego thoughts. Ego is quite aware. Ego knows that it is doing this, but sometimes it takes a little bit more awareness of ego to be able to spot what it's doing, because it kind of just lives on autopilot. It's kind of just always there, and not a lot of us are tapped into it all the time, right? So I do feel like there are some loops that you get into when it comes to thinking, when it comes to connecting with deities or gods or goddesses. Maybe you get into loops of thinking that you're not able to, or get into loops of thinking that you're not strong enough to do it, or that something negative is going to happen. Whatever that ego loop of thinking is, I feel like you need to be aware of it, that it's ego, and that you need to think through those ego thoughts, and you need to really go, okay, well, what is the worst thing that can happen? What? I don't connect with Horus? Okay, well, then I move on. It's really not as bad as ego's making it seem to be, right? Like, what's the worst thing if Horus doesn't show up and nothing happens? Well, then that's that, okay? You've determined that Horus is not the deity for you at this time, right? So I feel like there are some blocks for you that you're not going for connecting with certain beings fully because your ego's like getting in the way and saying, well, it's not going to work anyways, or you don't have the knowledge to do it, or whatever that loop is. So be aware, pile 4, that is false. That is ego talking, and it is not the truth. You have the ability, you have the strength, and anyone can do this. It just takes practice and finding what works for you personally. There's no right or wrong way to do this. That is what I always say. Find what works for you. And know that now that you're aware that this is ego speaking, you can start to dissect it and start to tell ego the truth. So if this comes up and you notice yourself thinking in this way, or having a limiting thought when it comes to connecting to a deity or a god or a goddess or a guide or an angel, stop yourself and go, wait a second, this is ego telling me lies, and start dissecting it. Say, what is the worst that is going to happen, or what is reality? Is this the truth? Is what ego is saying really, going to happen? A lot of the times, well, all the time, it's no. Ego likes to tell lies and false truths. So it's really being aware that ego is talking sometimes when this subject comes up. And then once you're aware with it, dissect that ego thought. Think through the ego thought consciously, and think through it with your higher self. So now that you're aware of a block, that ego block that might be coming up for you, don't get discouraged if it happens, and know that you are able to work through it, pile 4. So next, let's ask the cards, what energy can you embody to start to align with Horus a little bit better? As always, each deity has their own energy and their own qualities and personalities. So let's ask what energy Horus specifically would like you to start bringing more into your energy field, into your aura, which will help you to align with him and to work with him easier. We have got the last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. All right, so I almost feel like that is playing off of the last card. Even got some of the same purples in here. Oh wait, it was a Gemini card. Sorry, I forgot this was Gemini. 2 Gemini cards coming out. Which actually, even Gemini is the twins. I'm seeing Gemini as like your ego and then like your higher self pile 4. It's those are like the 2 aspects coming out that Horus is telling you. Think through the ego thoughts and clear your mind of the ego thoughts. So he's saying here again, almost what he was saying in this last card for you, is really clear those minds of those limiting beliefs. Clear your mind of anything that tells you you're not worthy or you're not able, because these are absolutely 100% false truths, 100% made up by ego. Every single person, every single human being has the ability to connect to deities. If your brain is telling you anything else, that there are limits to you or limits to your journey, then that is false and that is ego. And Horus is really letting you know here to start to clear that out, because once more of those limiting beliefs are cleared out, you're going to be able to connect with him deeper and you're going to be able to align with him more. I just want to point out how much purple and blues are in this as well, which is very interesting. Blue is the color of protection. Purple is the color of psychic matters, of intuition, and classically of royalty. Let's go into our next deck. We are going to go into Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. And for those of you who do work with crystals or are interested in working with crystals, let's ask what crystal Horus suggests to connect with him in his energy. As always, your free will is at play. And if you don't want to work with crystals, it does not mean that you have to go out and get this crystal. That is fine. Take these suggestions with a grain of salt. If you feel called to use crystals, that is amazing. If you don't, that is okay too. You do you. Ooh, fluorite. That is interesting. I literally have fluorite right here. So you can kind of see the same blues and purples. This is a raw piece of fluorite that I have right here, and this one is tumbled in the picture. But that is very interesting. Fluorite is a very, very high vibrational stone. As you can see, it's great for introspection, which is something that is going to help you clear your mind, think through those ego thoughts, as well as tap into your intuition and even find that hidden wisdom and do that healing you need. This really helps with everything that Horus has brought through. So here is the name of the crystal. It is fluorite, and that is what it looks like. And then we've got our last deck we are going to use in this reading. This is actually my first tarot deck. I'm so excited. It is absolutely stunning. As you know, I read oracle cards, which I've been doing for quite some time now. And I never have been really called to read tarot or to get a tarot deck, but here we are. I was in the local metaphysical store the other day and I walked out with a tarot deck. So I am really excited to use it for the first time in these readings. So let's go ahead and tap in, and we're going to start with a general message from the tarot deck. All right, so we have the Star coming out. Ooh. I love the gold accents on these cards. So Aquarius is the astrological correspondence to the Star card. And the Star is the light you seek when you enter a new phase of life. She reminds you that you are connected to the universe and all the wisdom you seek is available. The Star shows you that now is the time to embrace new ideas and growth. And it's really talking about renewal, hope, serenity, and clarity, which I feel like we couldn't have picked a better card for this overall reading from the tarot deck. Horus is such a cosmic being, and I feel like he is here to remind you that you are cosmic, that you are connected to the universe, and that you are starting this new phase of your life. I feel like you're trying to manifest something for you, for your life, something better. Not saying that what you have isn't great, but you want something more, you want something better, you're ready to heal, you're ready to move on and to really start that new chapter. I feel like there's a lot of renewal here with Horus coming through for you. He wants to help you heal and to bring you this new life, these new manifestations. Really enjoying that card has come out for you, pile 4. So let's get your last card, and we are going to ask, what will Horus help you to get past? So if you do work with him, what is he going to help you to get past? We've learned what he's going to help you bring and what he's going to help you to embody and the energies and all of that. But let's see, especially with this healing, I feel like this card is going to correlate to that. What specifically can he help you get over? All right, so we have the Two of Swords coming out for you. So the Two of Swords is talking about intuition, compromise, indecision, and stalemate, which is really interesting because the star was just talking about some new beginnings. We were talking about some things you might be trying to manifest, you know, some new beginnings with that healing. So interesting that Horus is letting you know here that some of the things that he can help you to get over or to work through is your feelings of indecision, your feelings of stalemate, your feelings of not always connecting with or following your intuition or even being aware of it at times. Absolutely enjoyed this reading and all of the cards that came out for you, pile 4. So let's go into your original card and see how it ties in. Shine your light. I feel like it ties in perfectly, first of all, with the colors. This is such an aesthetic looking spread that we got. So this card is really asking you, where can you shine your light? When you have a purpose, you will also have limitless energy and no joy. So where can you grow enthusiasm in your life right now? Consider how you can be more aligned with your passions so you can harness your light. It may be time to return to something you enjoyed but stopped doing for no good reason. You are a sovereign being, so regain compassionate empowerment and remember what lights up your world. So this card overall is just talking about doing what you love, having time to thrive, giving from the overflow, having life purpose, being authentically you, feeling compassionate, self-empowerment, loving your life, bringing joy to others by being an inspiration, and trying things that resonate with you. It encapsulates everything that Horus is talking about. So I hope this reading helped you to understand why Horus wants to connect with you right now, pile 4, as well as gave you some guidance and insight on how to go about that and what may become from this connection and from working together. So if this reading resonated for you, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, or even share your experience in a comment, as I would love to connect with you. Thank yourself for taking the time and energy to receive from the universe and from Horus today. And I'm sending you my gratitude and thanks for allowing me to read for you. Much love, pile 4, and I will see you in the next video.